Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ ice rink in the Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia. I'm Warren Joya, and we run traditional land for the iceHQ Pro League Summer 23-24. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me this evening is Britt Jackson. It's great to have you with us again tonight, Britt. This time around, it's a Saturday night. And Saturday night is hockey night here at iceHQ. It's round 4 of our third season. We're tremendously excited, and tonight is the first of the rematches. I don't know if you've just noticed there, Britt, but we've got Michael McMahon on the ice for the Snipers, and so too, I think, maybe Lockie Sincotta. So that's going to sharpen up their defence a lot. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But it is the first of the rematches. It's the Reservoir Dogs versus the Snipers. The Dogs in the black with the blue and green, and the Snipers in the light blue with the red and yellow. So what we've seen so far throughout this season has been very tight indeed. The first two games were won in shootouts. The last time these two teams played was round 1, way back on the 1st of December. The Snipers won in a shootout after it being all tied out at 4 goals apiece at the end of regulation. The Dogs are a bit sloppy in defence early and a bit disorganised, but they improved throughout their game and have been on the ascendancy ever since. Their last game, they took 8 off the Inferno, romping in with Adam Vajasov, taking a hat-trick in a commanding performance just before the New Year's break. So that puts the Dogs at 1-1, wins and losses, and so far the only team of won outside of a shootout finish. The Snipers, they're also 1-1, winning in that shootout and losing also in a shootout to the Inferno in the following week. Tommy Forrest in net for them has been great. He's not here tonight for them tonight. Instead, they have Mackenzie Hill. And we'll see how he goes as well. Their speedy escape artists, Dixon and Gallagher, were very effective in the first game against the Dogs. They got behind them on a number of occasions and punished them severely, scoring the first 2 goals, and had a great game, those two, against the Dogs early on. The Dogs to win will need to make sure they don't fall victim to overzealous pinching and high challenges by their defence, or these two will make them pay, just like they did in Game 1. Kevin Peng's been tickling the twine for the Snipers as well, and, well, they've got arguably the most effective centre and defenceman in the game in Liam Webster. I don't think anyone in Australia reads the game better than Liam, and he's out on the ice at the moment for the Snipers wearing number 4, and because they've got Gallagher, so because they've got McMahon and Sincotta, I think they might run Webster forward, which will certainly light things up for the Snipers. The Dogs' biggest weaknesses are defensive high challenges and pinching and the penalty box. They've been mostly clear of it so far, Matty Knox being the notable exception with 16 minutes in the last moments of the game against Inferno last year. Luckily for the Dogs, though, it was all over by then. But in the first game against the Snipers, the Dogs gave away too many chances by getting caught pinching up or trying for big hits, and it cost them the game. They'll need Leo and Walls to really lead their more enthusiastic defensemen to keep the Snipers out of the net. Snipers with McMahon and Sincotta. We'll see again if they do put Liam Webster into centre. That'll be fascinating to see how that goes, Britt. So what are you thinking is going to happen tonight?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here tonight, but I think the Snipers, they want to try.
Roll the dice. You've got to have a go.
The Snipers, they're going to want to try to win in regulation here, or get the game sorted out to avoid a shootout. The Dogs, they played really well the last game. I think it might be a close one again today. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Certainly the last time these two teams played, it couldn't get any closer going to that shootout finish. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens with the Snipers and where they choose to play Liam. If he plays centre, he is probably the most effective face-off man in the country, and he will win face-offs when he needs to, and he's tremendously effective at them. So we'll be interested to see where they play him, if they play McMahon and Sincotta as a defensive pair. Sincotta, when he's paired up with McMahon, is fantastic when he's on his own. He does tend to try and do a little bit too much, but McMahon's discipline and experience will kind of keep them a bit stable. So for the Dogs, watch out for Vajasov again. He was on an absolute heater last time these two teams played. He scored a hat-trick, and so too is Jamie Burke has been getting a lot of points. He hasn't scored a lot of goals, but he got a lot of points. But for mine, I'd be looking for the Dogs. Raczynski, he scored all 4 of their goals in that first game way back in on the 1st of December, but he hasn't scored any since.
No.
I reckon he'd be pretty cranky about that. I reckon he'd probably want to do it again because he was lit up. And he and Berkey were combining incredibly well, so that'll be very interesting to see how that pans out. We're about to get underway. It looks like we've got the Dogs starting off with Kahu Joyce playing centre. And who else have we got on the ice for them? We've also got Raczynski and Vajasov for the Dogs, and we're about to get underway. Welcome to 2024. A little bit of
and the Dogs with the puck off the face-off. In their own zone, swinging it back behind the net. And they're just hitting it out of the zone. Oh, but the Snipers keep it in. Pass over to another Sniper there. Nearly snapped away by the Dogs.
Yeah, there's danger. They've got Vajasov looking for the stretch pass. McMahon covering him nicely. Mackenzie Hill with an early touch.
And swiping it away to the side. Snipers with it in the corner. Hitting it up, and it's hit out. Just kept away by the dogs, accidentally taking it out of their zone. And Webster up across ice pass, but it's intercepted. And the
nice
dogs
pass across there. That was Raczynski trying to get his cross to get a point, but couldn't quite get the connection that he wanted.
but they keep possession of the puck in the zone. Raczynski trying again for a turnover there. A spin around, but it's intercepted by the Snipers.
McMahon being pressured tightly there by Vajasov, but the Snipers just not quite clear it out of the zone there. Risky play back, and Vajasov steals it from McMahon. He comes across the front of the net, winds across, shot, and Jamie Burke tickles the twine for the first time for the Dogs. A little bit of a uncharacteristic error of judgment there by the Snipers. They played the puck back to Michael McMahon, who was being very closely pressured by Vadim Vajasov, who stole the puck from him. Got the pass across to Berkey, who was just floating there in the slot. And he made that one look pretty easy, I think. So first blood to the Dogs early on. With a goal to Jamie Burke, assisted there by a very clever little steal there by Vadim Vajasov.
Dogs win the face-off. Walls carrying it out into the corner, looking for a pass away. Over to... Oh, and up the boards. Burke over to goalie. And the Dogs get it cleared away by the Snipers.
Direct clearing it up the ice for the Snipers, but only as far as Luke Walls there, as Luke Fisher. But he's battled in the corner. Stretch pass finds Burke on the burst up the other side, but he is defended nicely. But chance there for... Oh, who is that? 27? I missed that one entirely.
37.
37. We haven't got a 37 on all this team.
We don't.
Mystery player there for the Dogs.
Horse with no name.
Yeah, his name's Fred.
And the Snipers with the possession in the neutral. Burke back with the puck for the Dogs. Cross ice pass. Over to Stringer. Stringer up across over to Warren, and Snipers snack it away.
There's Webster just finding some room. Circling around, finds a bit of space. Sorry, I tell you, that was Bradley Apps, not Liam Webster.
And Sincotta with the puck. Pass over. Over to McMahon. Apps.
And we've got an offside there. It looks like Toddy Cutter just a smidge ahead of the puck as it crossed over that blue line. If you're not familiar with the rule, you can't cross into the offensive zone, so you can't cross over that blue line before the puck is in. And if the puck comes out, everyone has to go out before anyone can go back in there. And Toddy Cutter just a little bit over enthusiastic, just crossing the line a smidge early, and the linesman right onto that one.
And the Dogs win another face-off. Snipers taking possession behind the net. Oh, and a bit of contest there by Ryan Ruddle of the Dogs.
And Ruddle battling nicely there with Sincotta. He's got him pressed up against the board, but McMahon now with a chance to clear for the Snipers, and he's found Apps on the burst.
Flack with the puck.
Puck, yep.
And just swinging it around the back of the net. Flack again, hitting it over to Apps, and just kept in by McMahon there.
So McMahon doing the smart thing. When you're under pressure in that position, he just did the right call, put the puck in down low on the net. You never know if you could get a nice rebound. It's a high percentage option. McMahon will usually do the high percentage play, and he did that exactly there. So nice smart play there from Michael. And in the net for the Dogs at the moment, I think we've got Brian McKenzie. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we've got McKenzie in net for the Dogs, and his first touch of the puck.
Vajasov tossing the puck over through the middle, running it up. Raczynski. Raczynski back with the puck, looking for a pass behind the back of the net.
Joyce just floating around out the back, kept in nicely by Walls, finds Vajasov. You can just see Logan Gallagher just looking for that escape. Walls watching him closely.
Vajasov contesting this 3-on-1 Snipers passing. And the Snipers clear the zone.
Finally clear it out there with Lazzarotto managing to get the puck clear, but only as far as Robinson, who keeps the puck back in. And here they are. Kahu Joyce has got two pretty sturdy defensemen in front of him. Takes the shot. McKenzie makes the save.
And cleared away nicely there by Sincotta. Rucinski over to Vajasov, who's running it up the corner.
Let's keep an eye on Logan Gallagher, who's looking for that escape. Now he's got a chance, but the pass goes to the wrong side of him, followed up by Sincotta. Looking for a chance, dumps the puck in while the Snipers get a change. Dogs and Snipers changing quickly.
Apps tossing it in the corner there for the Snipers. Bit of contest behind the net. And the Dogs managed to clear the zone. Burke running up the ice with the puck. And we've got an icing call. Sorry, we've got an offside call.
There was our mystery man, number 37. We're not quite sure who it is. I think that might be Elise Carini, because we haven't got a 12 for them. We were unfortunately given the wrong number. So I'm going to assume that 37 is Elise Carini, ex-Melbourne Ice, I believe. He came up in the mid-season draft just a couple of weeks ago.
Dogs with the puck off the face-off. And a shot on net by Stringer.
Stringer found a nice little bit of space there. The Snipers were watching Berkey as he was looking for a break down the side. Had their defence a little bit occupied, and as a result, that opened up a bit of a lane up the middle for Corey Stringer, and he had a nice shot there. Good opportunity to get a shot away. Well played there by Corey Stringer.
Snipers win the face-off. Back of the net, stolen by the Dogs. And Snipers clear the zone. Apps running it up through the centre.
He's got Ruddle with him. Ruddle busting into the slot. Lazzarotto also in there, but the puck, unfortunately for the Snipers, stolen by the Dogs, and they break it out. Looking for Burke on the stretch. Find him, but he's being watched closely by Sincotta. And he's got a wall of Snipers surrounding him. Finds Rucinski's shot.
But it's covered up by Hill, or cleared away by Hill.
Jordan Warren, not Rucinski. Get there eventually. It's a forechecking pressure by the Dogs, but Ruddle now tries to break the puck out. So Toddy Cutter breaks the puck out. And the Snipers will change en masse. And the Dogs too taking the opportunity to change things up.
Burke crossed through the middle. But it just goes a little bit too far, and Hill hits it away over to the Snipers.
And that was Flynn Gower. Flynn Gower is one of the new players. He's come up from juniors, I believe. He's come up from Junior A. And certainly showing a lot of speed at the moment. And some good wisdom. Passes up to Robinson, who fires it back. Puck's loose in the slot, but stolen there by Flack, who plays it out. But pinched beautifully by Robinson. Puck across the traffic. Flynn trying to find the backhand. Snipers everywhere, though, and they again clear it up. Gallagher just rubbed off the puck there by Graham.
And the Snipers take it away again.
A lot of good zone time here by the Dogs. The Snipers haven't been able to clear the puck out, but they just managed to get it out of the zone. And that forces the Dogs to have to leave the zone, buys the Snipers a little bit of time, but not enough. As Ryan Ruddle now gets a shot away, but McKenzie spills a little bit of a juicy rebound, but no one could pick it up. Jasov saw the threat and came on the burst. Gallagher now looking for the chance. Can't get it away.
And the Dogs stay on it. Graham hitting it over into the zone, but it's picked up by McMahon.
McMahon being pressed there by Ryan Ruddle. Flicks a nice pass away, but it's intercepted beautifully. Lockie Wall's got a stick on that and broke up the attack. You can just see Vajasov just floating around on that blue line looking for the stretch pass. McMahon keeping a pretty close eye on him. He knows how dangerous he is. There's the pass across. Finds Vajasov. Vajasov dekes, but he's beaten by Sincotta.
Apps running it up through the middle.
And the Snipers running into each other.
Bit of a toss up there.
Sincotta, the beneficiary there of a little bit of contentious play by the two Dogs in Vacinski and Vajasov, just running into each other there on the board, on the blue line.
And the Snipers hit it deep to get a change. Dogs with possession. And we've got a whistle.
And we will have an icing on that one. The puck will be brought back to... No, it looks like we've got an offside. There's an icing going to be going all the way back. So we must have had an offside there on that call. Or possibly a high stick. So I'm not exactly 100% sure what the decision is there. The player's also a little bit confused as to where the face-off. The face-off will be taken by Flack and Kahu Joyce.
Raczynski. And Raczynski wins the face-off. Dogs in possession. Vajasov with the puck.
To the stretch, being very tightly pressed.
Vajasov running it, trying to run it through, hitting it away. And it's picked up by the Dogs still. some tight contest here.
Vajasov digs around, gets the shot around and scores. Vadim Vajasov makes it look far too easy there. There's a little bit of traffic caught up just in the top end of the neutral zone above the blue line. And the Snipers just a little bit fouled up there. It looked like they had a good opportunity for a scoring thing. Vajasov had got caught earlier on trying to play the puck out, but in the end he just did a silky little deke. And then Mackenzie Hill was all exposed and he just got around behind him and made that one look far too easy to take the Dogs out to a 2-0 lead with 7 minutes to play in the first in round 4 here at iceHQ of the Pro League.
Jamie Burke running it through into the zone for the Dogs. Crossed over to Carini. Up to Cutler. And it's swallowed up by Mackenzie Hill.
Mackenzie wisely this time decides to get a bit of a break, force the guys to slow down a little bit. The Snipers with a slightly shorter bench. Looks like they've got 4 spare forwards and 2 spare Ds, so they'll have their work cut out against them against the Dogs, who are pretty much full bench. It is a Saturday night. It's an unusual night for the Pro League. Normally we play Fridays. Maybe that's disturbed their rhythm, and not to mention also that it's the end of holiday season.
A quick shot on net off the face-off for the Dogs, but it's swept away by Hill. And Khalil tries to throw that right deep into the zone, and it's picked up by the Snipers.
Webster there with the first play, gets out and finds on the stretch Toddy Cutter. Toddy's got flack. It sounds like a World War II aviation movie.
Flack staying on the puck in the corner.
Cutter just floating around in the slot. He's in a dangerous spot. Liam Webster comes in on the pinch. And as a result, there's now 3-on-1 for the Dogs. Berkey looks for the cross pass, finds it. Back to Berkey, and no goal. Mackenzie Hill got in front of that somehow. No one quite knows how. Amazing save there. Hill, and also backed up there. Liam Webster saw the threat and got back quickly.
Yeah.
Berkey just not quite able to convert. And at the other end, the same thing. Toddy Carter not quite able to convert that one either.
Another shot on goal there by Xin Cotter. Doesn't quite make the back of the net. Another shot by Apps. Snipers remain in possession, keeping it in the zone. Xin Cotter up at the top, throws it in deep.
Nice shot there through traffic too. Xin Cotter, the right choice. Kept the puck low and hard, forcing that puck to go in deep and get the rebound.
All right, up to McMahon. Some tight contest at the corner.
Dogs uncharacteristically stuck in defence for quite a while here. This is an opportunity for the Snipers. The Dogs will be getting tired. They've been in for a long time.
Clear the zone. Ruddle hitting it up the boards. And Snipers back in possession, running it down the ice. And they're dumping it to get a change.
Barrett dumps it, but that's going to go for icing, so they'll be brought back. If you're not familiar with the rule, if you play the puck from your side of the rink, so your defensive half behind the red line, and it crosses the goal line at the other end without anyone touching it, you are brought back for a defensive zone face-off, and you're not allowed to change, which means tired. So the Snipers here, the Dogs with a great opportunity, but Snipers win that very important face-off. McMahon now looks for an opportunity just to get his breath back. No one moving much for the Snipers there. They eventually get a bit of cross-ice movement. And they're trying to play it out of the zone, and they find Logan Gallagher, but he's run into nothing, and he had to dump the puck. And now they'll get the changes that they wanted. You can see the Snipers all getting that change.
And they're going to need it because the Dogs are running down the ice.
Pack of wild dogs, I think we've got there, Bill Jackson.
Vajasov contested there by 4 of the Snipers.
A lot of Snipers back, but unfortunately for them, it's going to work out a little bit lucky there. Mackenzie Hill got that. There was 4 Snipers, and this time Mackenzie swallows up the rebounds, but there was 4 Snipers and 1 Kahu Joyce. He was dancing around all of them and eventually got the shot away. Kahu, as we know, one of the most creative players in Australia, especially because he's a Kiwi, and we love seeing him play here and being part of this Pro League. Kahu's always a very entertaining player. And you can see he made space out of nothing there. With just on 3 minutes to play, we've got a 2-0 lead to the Dogs. Almost a 3-0.
Quick shot on goal there by the Dogs. Luke Fisher.
It's just picked off on the pass,
though. Clearing the zone. Flack running it down the ice. Goes for it. 2-on-1 here. Goes for a shot and just takes a stumble up into the corner.
Assisted a little bit there by the capable hands of Corey Stringer, who did just give him a little bit of a shove. This is full contact hockey. The referee saw that. No harm, no foul.
Burke with a long shot on net, and it's kicked away by Hill. We've got a whistle.
Just over 2 minutes to go in the first. It's been mostly Dogs have had the run of the game. There's been a couple of opportunities that the Snipers have had, but the Dogs on the whole have had most of the play so far through this period. Jamie Burke with the first and Flynn Gower with the second. 15 shots to 4 so far in this period.
Ooh, and Mackenzie Hill catches it off the face-off.
If Anton Goss was watching that, he'd say there was no luck there at all. That was all skill. I'd say there was a little bit of luck there, Mackenzie. But he was in the right place, and that's what it's all about. Put your body in the right place, and the puck will sometimes do the right thing by you.
And another shot on net there by the Dogs. Jordan Warren. Burke
was looking for Robinson, but just missed him, and Robinson goes back now to pick up the puck. Burke looking for that cross ice, but he's got Webster in front of him.
Bit of a hurdle for the ref there.
Webster found Lazzarotto, but couldn't complete the pass, and the Dogs now consolidate possession. They're in no rush. They've got a minute and a half to play in this period and a 2-goal lead. They just dump it in. Mackenzie Hill freezes that puck, and we will have another defensive zone face-off as the clock continues to tick. We'll see how this one pans out. Will the Dogs score a goal from it? We will find out in just a moment. Or can the Snipers get one on the board at the end of the period? They're pretty good at it. They've got the line on to do it. Just waiting for a little bit of discussion over on the bench. With just under a minute now to play, face-off will be taken. Lazzarotto for the Snipers wins it back, wins it cleanly, and the Snipers now trying to get it around, but it's stolen beautifully by Dogs. Robinson just manages to keep the puck in, finds Burke. Burke looking for the cross-ice pass, but he's pressed closely by Sincotta. Puck lost a little bit in the corner. Burke floating around the slot, being watched by McMahon. Tries to rub Sincotta out, but McMahon now with the puck, tries to clear it out of the zone. Finds on the stretch Gallagher. Gallagher with a bit of room. He's got Robinson in front of him. Shoots! And it's just wide. Gallagher almost with a chance. Just on 25 seconds now to play in the first. Another shot away, but it's a beautiful stick check there by Robinson, who's having a great shift. Puck up McMahon to the last chance. Goes to pass across Lazzarotto. Lazzarotto shoots. It's up high. Behind the net, Lazzarotto not able to convert it, but this time McMahon is pinched in, looking for that loose puck, and they know there's only 10 seconds to play. This last face-off will probably not happen. Strongly suspect that with 3 seconds to play, this will wind up the end of the first period. So at the end of the first, it is the Dogs with a 2-0 lead and a commanding performance so far. Jamie Burke with the first goal from Vadim Vajasov, and they did that nicely. And then Flynn Gower found space and got a beautiful pass from Luke Fisher to get the second goal. 7 shots to the Snipers to 16 to the Dogs. So a dominant performance so far for the Dogs. We'll have an ice cut, but before we have our cut, we should be getting an interview. I'm just trying to see where Britt has got to and who she's managed to find with the microphone. It looks like they're just about organised now. It looks like they've got Jamie Burke. So we'll have a chat now with Jamie Burke and Britt.
All right, we've got Jamie Burke here for the Dogs. You scored the opening goal for the game here and also your first goal of the season. What did you think going into that play?
Oh, it was good. Vadim just put it on my tape. I didn't really have to do much. I just had to shoot, and yeah, it was really good. So, yeah.
You guys are playing a good game here, really strong defensively and offensively. What do you think you guys are going to push for the remainder of the game?
Just keep doing what we're doing. Just keep the legs moving, keep putting the pucks in deep, getting pucks to the net. That's the main thing.
Well, good luck for the rest, and thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much there, Jamie, telling us to put the pucks in deep and put the pucks on the net. Reminiscent very much there of some of the fake interviews you may hear from Letterkenny. But all the same, he's exactly right, and that's what you've got to do. They're playing a good high-pressure game. They're forechecking really well, and he's right. The pass from Vajasov made his goal look a lot easier than it really was. You have to be in the right place to make them play. We'll be back with you for the second period in about 10 minutes. So we'll be back with you at 5:35 for period 2 of round 4.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
you play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
put on your helmet,
flex your stick,
or put on your pads,
you might not know why it feels right.
and that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear
and feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
when you feel your best.
You play your best.
Because when things feel just right, who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
how can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
you play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right. So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet,
flex your stick, or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
so now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear
and feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
when you feel your best.
You play your best.
Because when things feel just right, who knows where your best will take you?
is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right. So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet,
Flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science. So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
who knows where your best will take you.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
it's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No
matter who you are, no matter where we're from.
Welcome back to the iceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for the second period of this great game we have between the CCM Dogs and the Snipers. This time the Snipers will be playing from the right to the left of the rink. In the first period, it was all Dogs. 2 goals scored. The first one by Burke from Vajasov after an uncharacteristic bit of mishandling by Michael McMahon, where he had the puck stolen for him by Vadim, and then Vadim managed to set up Berkey, who scored a pretty easy goal in the end in the slot, as he would say himself. It wasn't one of the ones that required an enormous amount of skill, but he was in the right place in the right time. Second one was Vajasov from Fisher, but the telling statistic at the moment for that first period was 7 shots to the Snipers to 16 to the Dogs, outshooting them 2-1. And that really does give a pretty good reflection of what was happening throughout that particular period. It was almost all Dogs, and the chances the Snipers were getting on the whole were fairly low percentage shots from a distance. They weren't getting much in the way of quality zone time, and the Dogs were pretty much swamping them. Missing was the Dogs' tendency to pinch up high. They were doing a good job of containing, in particular, we know Dixon and Gallagher can get behind you. They're doing a good job of watching out for them and not getting caught out. So Mackenzie Hill with a lot of work to do in the second for the Snipers, unless they can get on the board early, and they'll be looking to do that. I think they will have had a good chat throughout the gap and see if they can just tighten things up a little bit and get a bit more puck possession. And as Jamie Burke would say, you put pucks in deep, put pucks on the net. No apologies at all to Letterkenny and to hockey cliches. Jamie Burke, we got the joke. Thank you very much. Britt, what's going to happen?
I don't know what's going to happen, but I think that, yeah, as Jamie Burke said, the Dogs are going to keep going.
Putting pucks in deep.
Putting pucks in deep, keeping up their strong defence. I'd like to see the Snipers with a bit more precision with their passes and just, with a bit more aggression into this second.
We are underway.
And the Snipers running it back behind the net, pushing it out of the zone, picked up by the Dogs' Robertson.
Sincotta was being well forechecked there, and all the Snipers could do was pass it up to the Dogs on the blue line in the neutral zone, who just picked up McMahon, now going back to pick it up.
Bit of a slow start in this second period. Snipers throwing it back to the back of the net.
Robinson rubs out Apps. So Robinson rubbed Flack out there, but he's got Apps in the corner battling him as well. Sincotta now gets the pass, takes a shot from a distance up high, but it's over the top of Mikey James, who sees it safely.
McMahon over to the goal. And in the high slot.
Nice shot that time. Sincotta fired it in low and hard, forcing the save.
And the Dogs clear it out. In the back of the corner, Snipers still contesting hard here with the puck. Cutter over to Apps. Apps on net, and it's picked up by Ruddle, who hits it out of the zone for the Dogs.
All Ruddle can do there is dump it deep. Lucky there not to get an icing. I think must have been touched by a sniper, but the Dogs were stuck in defence there for quite a while. A couple of good shots came from Sincotta. First one was a bit high and wild, then he sorted it out.
Sincotta throwing it deep. And it's in the Snipers zone in the corner. Barrett contesting it just behind the net. Over to Berkler.
Got Liam Webster now just sitting free out on the point for the Snipers. And we know how dangerous he can be.
Snipers still in possession and just taken away by Joyce.
Joyce finds Vajasov. He's got a bit of room, but he's got Webster to beat. Webster with a beautiful piece of stick work, just takes the puck off him.
Dogs still remain in possession with Kylil dumping it into the back of the zone.
And that's Freight Train Ray. He used to use the old T-blades, but he's gone conventional skates now.
Snipers with possession in the neutral.
And just offside there was Birchler, who got just in front of the play. They played it back, the Snipers, just trying to find, I think it was Spencer Nave, but couldn't quite get the puck in time. As a result, we'll have a face-off just outside of the defensive zone for the Dogs. So just to bring you up on the numbers too, we've got number 37 for the Dogs is Elisi Carini. He's not on the ice. He's on the ice at the moment. Very quick too. He's Elisi. He's Melbourne Ice. He's coming here to play in the Pro League with us, and we're delighted to have him with us. Dogs picked him up in the mid-season draft just a week or so ago.
And the Dogs clear the zone, but it's quickly picked up again by the Snipers. Carrying it out in is McMahon, who's contested closely by Carini.
Carini doing very well. He's got some good speed, some good intensity. Long legs too. He's a little bit reminiscent almost of...
Robertson cross ice over to Carini.
Here's the Snipers with a chance.
Flack going for a shot. And it's just kept out by Mackenzie Hill.
Flack there with a nice little piece of opportunistic play, but now Berkey at the other end goes around, and Berkey makes it look too easy again, and he puts it past Mackenzie Hill. So the Dogs now 3-1 as a very rapid counter-attack. We know what Berkey does in that circumstance. Gets that little bit of room, nice little deke, and Mackenzie absolutely pants there. Unfortunately for him, not much he could do. We did see prior to that a very nice piece of defensive work by Mikey James for the Dogs when Flack got through everyone, but Mackenzie managed to shut the door. Sorry, Mikey James managed to shut the door and keep them out. But 3 goals now, the lead to the Dogs. About 13 minutes and so to go in the second.
Snipers with the win off the face-off. Berkler into the zone, but kept out by Stringer, who just dumps it into the neutral for the Dogs. Picked up again by the Snipers. Dumping it back in. But there's no one to pick it up there.
You could see Webster, the only option he had was to just tip it past the line of Dogs. They're going for a high line, almost a 4-on-1 checking zone.
Paying with a fast shot from the blue line, too high.
Just bobbled up higher too, didn't it, Brett? That was an interesting good choice. Oh, Webster sneaky. Cheeky little backhand there, Liam Webster. Not quite able to convert on Lazzarotto, but he was in the right place.
Webster with a pass up to the high slot. Hit in.
Lazzarotto fires a cannon, but too much traffic in the way. Webster there, beaten by Graham, who's away. Graham Mackenzie Graham, and no. Mackenzie Hill makes the save, denies Graham the chance.
And Flack running it down for the Snipers. Back pass over to Gallagher. Gallagher in, and a very good opportunity there for Berkler, but it couldn't convert it.
Mikey James got the pads down, and a positional save there. There was a little bit of chaos in front of the net. A good opportunity there for the Snipers. Probably the best scoring chance they've had throughout the game. There was that loose bobbling puck, but not quite able to fix it up, and Mikey James kicked it clear. And as a result, the Snipers are still yet to score with about 12 minutes to go in the second period here. Watch out, Snipers, Vajasov and Kahu might combine here well too for a breakout. This is a dangerous position for the Snipers. They've got to win this face-off and get on the board fairly early.
And the Dogs with possession off the face-off. Stolen away quickly by the Snipers. And Dogs gain back possession, crossing through the neutral zone. Raczynski over to Vajasov. Vajasov to the far corner and dumped in by Joyce. Back up over to Robertson. And it's just flying loose in the high slot and just tipped out by Joyce into the corner.
See Apps just floating around looking for that stretch. He's reaches out for it. Robinson gets a stick on it, but not able to tie it up. Apps goes into the corner now, try and play, and he's got help, but not enough numbers. Sincotta now beaten by Vajasov. Vajasov's clear. He's got McMahon inside him. Vajasov looking for a passing option, cuts in, but McMahon was in the way.
And leaves the puck behind.
Now he's got another chance. Vajasov shoots. Oh, rings it off the post.
And another shot on net there by Raczynski, but it just gets tripped up and it flies high. Raczynski.
Joyce on the one-timer, not able to convert it. Raczynski swivels and spins. Sniper's stuck at the moment, still not able to clear the puck out of the zone. It's been a lot of defensive time now for them.
And Raczynski dumps it in deep. Picked up by Cutter for the Snipers. And it's just flying loose around the back of the boards.
Finally, the Snipers through McMahon managed to clear it, but that's going to go for icing. No, it's not going to go for icing. They're not calling it.
And the Dogs clear it back out into their zone.
And that time it will go for icing. And Berkey, even though he might have thought he won the race to the puck, will be brought back. It is possible. It's called winning the race. If you ice the puck from your own defensive zone and one of your players, in the referee's opinion, would have got to the puck first before they get to the face-off dots, then you can win the race. And the icing is wiped off. In that case, the referee didn't think Berkey was going to get there first. And so we have actually, no, they've changed their mind if we've got a face-off in the middle. I think they worked out that he did, but it was a mistake. And so they've wisely gone for a face-off in the middle. So Berkey did win the race. The referee had to change their mind. It does happen occasionally. Might be looking at the moment for the Snipers. They're going to need to involve Liam Webster a little bit more. He's been not doing terribly much in this game so far. I think he'd be a bit frustrated. We know how effective he can be. If he can get a shot away, if they win this face-off back to him quickly, they win the face-off back.
And they do.
Shot through traffic, but it's swallowed up.
And that was a shot by Peng. Dogs with possession, clearing the zone. But it's picked up quickly by the Snipers. Barrett.
There's Webster. Oh, beautiful. Looking for the connection pass there to Barrett, but not able to make the connection.
Peng keeping it in the zone, over to Apps. And the Dogs chip it away. Jamie Burke running it into the zone.
Mackenzie Hill saw that one coming and cleaned it up quite nicely. There was a lot of pressure there by Elisa Carini. Berkey found him on the stretch.
And Jamie got Burke back with possession, looking for opportunity here, running it down into the zone. He's got 4 Snipers on him.
He's just on his own there because the Dogs were getting a change. So just buying some time there, Berkey. Wise play there by him. He was getting a change for his line mates, and he switches off as well.
Apps running it deep for the Snipers. Cross pass over to Flack, who's stuck in the corner there with a 2-on-1 situation. Up to Apps. Apps swinging it around. Passing up to the blue, up to Sincotta, who throws it in deep.
Got it fired, but didn't put it on the net. Just tidy that up a little bit and try and create a bit more pressure on Mikey James if you can.
McMahon tries to keep it in, but is chipped out. Sniper's still in possession. Tapped in by Flack. Apps picking it up in the corner. Still stuck in the corner. Some good contest by the Dogs here. And the Dogs clear the zone. That was Robertson over to Graham.
Graham fans on the shot. Mackenzie Hill fans on the save, but gets it on the second grab. So a little bit there of perhaps a little bit nerves there by Mackenzie Hill. He managed to get on his second effort. But a nice piece of play there by Graham. Got the shot across. A nice bit of offensive play there by the Snipers. They've had a couple of chances this period. Just sprayed a few a little bit wide, but certainly creating some opportunities. A really nice one earlier by Webster trying to find Barrett. Just couldn't quite finish it off. It was a beautiful play.
Dogs with a shot off the face-off. Vajasov collecting his rebound off the boards. Vajasov going in for another shot and just put a pause on it, and we've got a goal. Raczynski coming in with the rebound.
So we'll have a look at this one on the rebound. It looks like Vajasov had been robbed of the puck, just pinched out of him, but Raczynski's in the right place and just pops it in, and not much there that Mackenzie Hill could do. He was diving over to try and cover the spot, but Raczynski now, he didn't score in the last game after scoring all 4 in the first game. He'll be glad to be on the board now. Combining nicely there with Vajasov, the 2 Russians.
Dogs with it off the face-off. Stringer dumping it in. Over to Khalil in their own zone. Vajasov running it up behind the net. Vajasov still looking it around. And over to Raczynski, who runs it through the middle. Picked up by Snipers.
Raczynski ran into traffic there. Snipers now with a chance. Shoots again. Or will they get the third chance? No, this time
Barat
Stringer
gets it taken off.
Stringer wisely just clears it out of the zone, but only as far as Vajasov. And they have got Raczynski there, will be offside. Just a bit in front of Vajasov. A good play there by the Snipers. They got 2 shots onto Mikey James. Made him work. He's having to earn his paycheck. I think they get paid to be here. But all the same, if they were getting paid to be earning his paycheck, certainly earning his beers. Robinson having a great game too tonight. He's playing very well indeed.
Snipers with the win off the face-off. And Sincotta putting it in through the neutral, picked up by Fisher for the Dogs. Fisher over to Warren. Warren tries to get it through the middle, but it's picked up by McMahon, who dumps it in for the Snipers.
The one there was just looking to try and connect with Toddy Cutter, but couldn't quite make the connection across. And it'll go for icing. So it'll be brought back. The puck was played from behind their own red line and across the line at the other end without anyone touching it. So This looks like a great opportunity for the Dogs, but this is where Gallagher scored in their first game on a breakout here. If they can get through quickly. They don't this time. In fact, it goes the other way. We've got a whistle. We have a goal. Mackenzie Hill unfortunately gets behind him again, so that'll take it out to 5.
And I can't quite see who got that one, Carl.
The soundtrack playing Who Let the Dogs Out, and it's very appropriate at the moment because someone's let the dogs out and they are running wild at the moment. And they are picking the bones of the Snipers.
So that goal was actually kicked in by Mackenzie Hill, an own goal accidentally.
Yeah, it happens.
Fell under the pad.
So it's given to Warren. He's the last one of the Dogs to get the puck away, but now we've got to move out. Flack dumps it in deep, looking to rim it around to Apps. But,
and Michael James.
James saw the threat and cut it off. The Snipers with the chance. Puck bobbles out. Gets to Sincotta.
And the Snipers take a stumble. Todd Carter hitting the ice. And the Dogs gain possession.
Then finds Elise looking for the stretch up to Warren.
Warren at the back looking for a wraparound. But he's contested well there by the Snipers.
Michael McMahon going for a shot behind his own red line. Would have gone on the net, but Robinson was in the way. Robinson's pinched in really deep now at the moment for the Dogs. This isn't a little bit of an opportunity if Snipers can get out behind them. Now
Graham.
sort out their defensive structure.
Shot deflected up high on net.
Freight Ray Cahill now for the Dogs fills in. Stringer just not able to control the puck. Lazzarotto dumps it in deep. And we will have an offside. One of the things, the Snipers there had a little bit of an opportunity. The Dogs had pinched in. Robinson had gone in quite deep in attack, activating. And there's nothing wrong with that, but no one had come back to cover for him. And we've certainly seen in the past the players like Logan Gallagher to get behind you if they see that good opportunity. But the Dogs got away with it that time. And now they have a defensive zone face-off won nicely by Cahoot. Stringer looking to play it up to Vajasov, who's just circling around. He's got Rajinski as well. Stringer busts through all of them, finds some space, but he's beaten by Liam Webster. Surprise, surprise.
But it's picked up, kept in by Carlil.
Freight Ray takes the shot. It's the right option. Fire it in deep and low and look for those rebounds. But that time, Mackenzie Hill made no mistake. Swallowed it up. And again, just watch here for the Dogs. They've got Stringer. He doesn't usually do it. And they've got Ray Cahill as well. If they do pinch in close, and the Snipers can get behind them, it does represent a bit of a scoring chance for them. They get the puck now. Stringer back and covering for it nicely.
And Snipers with possession in the zone. It's just a bit of chaos here in the neutral.
Yeah, Cahill Joyce starting to throw a little bit of body around, and he certainly introduced Gavin Birchler to the boards. This is full contact hockey. 3-on-1 for the Dogs.
Vajasov over to Vachinsky.
Loose puck.
Kicked away by Peng, but Rachinsky picks it up at the back of the net. Cross net pass.
Well, there's puck going across everything, but no one can get anything on it.
And picked up by Peng at the back of the boards for the Snipers.
Snipers did a good job of getting back in numbers. It looked grim for them there for a second. Vajasov sneaky backhand across the front, but couldn't quite get to Rachinsky. A bit slow to get back to his feet.
Rachinsky.
Snipers get a change.
Sorry, that's Walls who dumps it off through the neutral.
David Burke rimming it around, tries to find and does finds Elisi.
And into the top netting.
And we will have a brief pause with 40 seconds to go. 5 goals, 2-0 the lead to the Dogs. We'll have one more face-off. And we'll see how this one pans out for the Dogs. They win this face-off. Shot by Jordan Warren, but Mackenzie Hill was there. Now the puck behind a list the front by Burke. Breakaway finds Brad Apps on the break. He's got a chance to get around. Oh, the puck bobbles high for the Snipers. Can they finish it off? Referee goes for 6. One more shot across the front of the net with 12 seconds to play. Burke now takes the option to just settle the puck down. Goes very high. Chips across. finds Warren, but Warren is blocked there. Mackenzie Hill makes the save, and that will conclude the second period. 3 goals in that one to the Dogs, unanswered by the Snipers, but some good play there by the Snipers on a couple of occasions. Certainly in that last 10 or 15 seconds, they got a pretty good chance to try and get a goal. But Mikey James has so far been a brick wall. We're going to have another interview in just a moment. Britt has just wandered over to try and pick it up. But in the second, Jamie Burke from Warren. Richinski scores again after being dry on the second game for the Dogs, and he's picked up his first one this time around. Last time these two teams played, Richinski scored all 4 of the Dogs' goals in regulation time, but the Snipers won in a shootout. So far, however, it's 5 goals to the Dogs, as yet unanswered by the Snipers. They'll be looking to do something about that, and it looks like Britt's going to pick up Liam Webster and have a bit of chat with him. So we'll find out from Liam what they're going to do differently in the third to try and get on the board.
All right, we've got Liam Webster for the Snipers here. Bit of a blowout on the scoreboard at the moment. What do you think you guys are going to be doing differently for the next third?
Hopefully putting the puck in the net. We've had a couple of chances, but Dogs are capitalising better than we are.
You're a pretty well-known centreman. How are you feeling in D today?
All right. It's been a little while since I played D, but this season I have been. It's what we got in the lineup, so it's fine.
All right, I'll let you get back to the room. Good luck for the next third, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Liam, for telling us as it is. Basically, they've just got to get a bit more possession. They created some good opportunities in that period, but not quite able to capitalise on them. And Mikey James has so far done a pretty good job indeed. You can't do better than no goals against them. But in terms of shots that time around, it was a much more even period. The Snipers with 11 and the Dogs with 11 shots through that period. Still very much in favour of the Dogs, 18 to 27 in total for shots on the net, but a much more even period that time around. The Snipers can get on the board early. Who knows? They might be able to claw their way back. It has certainly been done before. We've seen the Leafs go down when they've had 5-goal leads. We've even seen Boston go down when they've had 5-goal leads, and I don't normally mention that. But it can happen. Who knows? We've got one more period of hockey to go on Saturday night, which is hockey night here at iceHQ. We'll be back in 10.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right. So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet,
Flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
it's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
on the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right. So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet,
Flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
it's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right. So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet,
Flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science. So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
And welcome back to the iceHQ ice rink here at the Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for the third period of this round 4, first game of 2024 of the Pro League, and it is between the Snipers and the Reservoir Dogs. The Dogs up to a 5-goal lead so far. With what was early on for the Dogs, it looked pretty. Sorry, for the Snipers, it looked pretty bad. Burke and Vajasov scoring in the first, and then Burke again in the second. So he's got 2, and Vladislav Richinski, I should say, got his first one for the day after taking all 4 goals in the first meeting of these two teams way back on the 1st of December 2023. That's last year, and that joke never gets old. And Jordan Warren there finishing off with a goal just with 5 minutes to go. But the second period, although the score looked worse for the Snipers, they actually played a much better period, Britt. The shots on the net were 11 apiece, and a couple of really good chances there for the Snipers. Unfortunately for them, Mikey James was so far been impenetrable. What do you reckon how they're going to go this period, Britt?
Yeah, I mean, if they keep getting those opportunities.
Roll the dice sooner or later.
Yeah. There's a good chance they should be able to
I think
convert one of them.
They've had a couple of really good, nice chances, and a couple of sort of fancy chances as well. They had one missed connection, which was a very nice play. I think it was Flack trying to find Dave Barrett, who just couldn't quite get a stick on it. A beautiful pass across in front of the net, which to all money was going to be a goal, but they just couldn't quite make that connection. I think for the Dogs, one of the players who's been particularly effective tonight has been Kahu Joyce. He's been winning the face-offs pretty well and doing very well, and also. And really good to see how disciplined and well Troy Robertson is playing in defence for the Dogs as well when he's been out on the ice. He's done particularly well. Lockie Sincotta for the Snipers had a couple of shots away. A couple sort of sprayed a bit high and wide. If he keeps it down low and hard and forces those rebounds, and his forwards, Apps and Birchlaw and so forth, can get in close and see if they can capitalise on some rebounds. Because Mikey James hasn't been given much up. They get him down low and hard on him and force rebounds. That's when you're going to get the chances. We know the magic thing about goalies is they have fast hands and slow feet. Although these goalies have pretty quick feet, their feet are never as quick as their hands. You shoot high on glove side, they're usually just going to pluck the thing out of the sky if they get eyes on it. So the Dogs doing really well on the scoreboard. Second period was much more even, but again, not a lot of quality chances to the Snipers, but they did manage to make a few. Look for Webster to start activating himself a little bit more. I think he might be a little bit frustrated by their inability to score so far. 18 shots on the net for the Snipers for none so far. But I reckon they might get 1 or 2 early on if they can get themselves right into this game. Give themselves a good chance to bring it back. And certainly we have seen it happen before. We've seen 5-goal leads disappear. So the Snipers absolutely in with a chance. They'll need a little bit of luck. And the Dogs will need to get a little bit complacent. But we've never seen that before, have we?
No.
Never seen a team get complacent with a big lead. Come into the third period thinking, oh, it's going to be all us. And then sometimes, a couple of quick chances, a couple of quick goals, and all of a sudden you've got a game again. And we certainly haven't seen that happen at every level of the sport, right the way through from absolute beginners to elite championship games. I remember Boston doing it to the Leafs on one occasion in a Game 7 of a final series once. So I think there's a significant lead, and Boston sent Toronto home early once more.
I don't know.
But that never happens. 1967, I think, last time they did any good. But anyway, it's all good. We're about to get underway now in the third. Britt's heading off over to Boston to Toronto to bring me back some Boston gear. It'll be all very exciting, blue and white or something or other. But we can wash that out. We're about to get underway now. We will see Michael McMahon and Lockie Sincotta lining up in D again for the Snipers starting lineup. We're underway.
And Snipers with the win off the face-off. Taking it back into their zone. Sincotta up into through the neutral. Cross ice pass.
There's a
And
chance.
an early shot on net by Flack. But it's tucked away by Michael James.
Nice shot there by Flack. He found a nice seam to coming across.
And the Snipers with another shot far into the corner. Dogs bringing it out of the zone. Running up the ice for the Dogs. And just left behind. Couldn't get enough on the stick.
Ruddle was on the stretch there for the Dogs. McMahon keeping a close eye on him. Making sure he didn't get behind him. He won't surprise Michael McMahon like that. He is one of the most experienced and capable defensive players in the country.
And Raczynski with a shot on net, but it just gets stumbled on the legs of Khalil. Dogs hitting it up the boards and out of the zone. Running it up the ice. Back through the neutral, and the Snipers gain possession. Hitting it over to Sincotta. Sincotta back over into the corner. But it's dumped in deep.
Oh, Raczynski silky. Finds Kahu, but Kahu not able to tuck it over the shoulder of Mackenzie Hill there. Great chance there by the Dogs.
And the Snipers running it up into their zone, and a shot on net, and they open the scoreboard, taking away the shutout for Michael James.
That's exactly what the Snipers needed, that early goal. They get a bit of a chance now. They get Branch across to one side, a 1-2 pass, a little bit of a give and go, and it is tucked away. And the Snipers, and I'm pretty sure that was... It looks like Logan Gallagher is the one who capitalised on that one. We'll find out exactly in a minute. I think that was Gallagher who combined with, I think, Birchler on that breakaway, but we'll get details on that in just a moment. But, Gallagher doing what he's so good at, just getting away on that 2-on-1. A little bit of backwards and forwards, and the Snipers are on the board. They're in the game.
And Dogs with possession off the face-off. Snipers quick to contest this one in the neutral. Not giving much space to the Dogs, but the Dogs managed to take it into the zone, and just a couple hitaways by Hill there.
Nice poke check there by Hill. You can see Raczynski starting to do this cheeky little flick backhand pass across to Vajasov. I think those two must have been practicing together a little bit.
Raczynski hitting it into the corner, and Vajasov just fighting for it. Raczynski over to Vajasov, kicking it off the skate back into the corner.
Doing a bit of Russian ballet there, the two circling around each other. Joyce fires it across. Robinson had activated in deep, but Liam Webster was there. And unfortunately for Liam, that has hit the netting. If he's lucky, it will have deflected off another player's stick, because if you do play the puck out of play in your own defensive zone, you do get an automatic 2-minute penalty for delay the game. But in that instance, the puck came off someone else's stick, and so no penalty on Liam. Opportunity now for the Snipers if they can get behind the Dogs on the breakout. They win the face-off. Sincotta rims it. Finds Apps. Apps McMahon.
And Flack running it down the ice for the Snipers. He's run out.
We've got a penalty on Elise Carini there. We'll be doing 2 for a slashing. So the Snipers now with the first power play of the game. We haven't had a penalty yet. We've got an early one on the board for Jordan Warren getting it 2 minutes in the first, but I don't even remember that one. So I'm not quite sure where that one came from.
I don't think that.
We've got no record of that. That might be an error on our scoring system, we think. This is the first power play for the Snipers. So they've got a 5-man to 4-man advantage over the Dogs for 2 minutes or less if they score. They'll need to score here. They've got 1 back. They need to get another 4. Can they do it?
Snipers with possession in the zone. And they keep it in.
Got Burke and Warren on the penalty
Sincotta.
kill. Burke tries to find the play up to Warren, but only as far back as McMahon while the Snipers reset.
McMahon over to Flack. Poke check there by Warren, steering him
So
away.
the Dogs setting up a box defence, a fairly conventional penalty kill.
Cutter over to Apps. Apps in the corner, hitting it behind the net.
You see on this penalty kill, the Dogs are setting themselves up as a little square around their net, just trying to occupy that space. It's called a box defence.
Apps into the corner. And up to McMahon, who hits it out cross ice. Sincotta. And it goes back into the corner. Flack. Flack over to Apps, and they try...
Loose puck across the front. No one there for the Snipers. It's a good opportunity. He's not creating enough chaos at the moment, the Snipers. They need more puck movement. And some net front presence. They're just not quite getting it. Now they've got trouble, but luckily for them, back in defence, but Gavin Birchley who picks it up. Berkey was up on the press, but now they've got a chance. Flack cuts in deep.
And out to Sincotta, and a shot on goal by Sincotta. Just wide.
Sincotta didn't quite get onto that the way he would have liked. Marn gets his change. Webster on for the second part of this penalty kill. Got about 40 seconds to go on the power play.
Jamie Burke in possession for the Dogs.
Robertson wisely just chips the puck deep into the corner. Not in a rush, the Dogs. They've got the lead. They don't need to do anything silly. And they can just keep playing the puck down, put pucks deep, pucks on the net. In the words of Jamie Burke. He's channeling Letterkenny on us. Sincotta goes now and gets his change, and that will be the end of the power play. And Carini comes in through the back of the play. Can he pick up a loose puck? He does. Gets behind everyone. Carini now on a burst, but he's got Liam Webster who saw the threat and covered it up.
And he goes for a change.
Webster knew that was an old trick, just to sneak on behind someone when you come in from a penalty. But Webster was alert. You don't fool him.
Webster up to Cutter. Snipers in possession. A shot on goal. Couldn't quite make it past Mikey James.
You can see Webster activating himself a lot more now in attack. You're going to have to throw a little bit of caution to win the Snipers and create some scoring chances.
Raczynski.
Goes around everyone but misses the net.
Snipers with possession. Barrett contested there by the Dogs. And the Dogs pass it out.
Yeah, Barrett picked the wrong player to dance with. He was trying to get around Vajasov, and that's unlikely to work.
Vajasov over to Raczynski, who goes for a shot. Hit out by McMahon.
Put that one straight into Mackenzie Hill. And the Dogs, so the Snipers will ice the puck, and it will be brought all the way back. Let's see if the Snipers make any changes. They want to get breakaways from these defensive face-offs and try and get quick breakaways and rapid transitional play if they can do it. They've got Cutter and Birchler on the ice. Might just be able to do it if they win the puck, but it's deep down to Stringer who shots, and Raczynski, I think that is.
That is Raczynski.
He picks it up. His beautiful shot there. You can see Stringer here on the replay. This is the right thing. It's not a particularly powerful shot. It's just a shot in from the point. Creates a rebound, and Raczynski's there, and in the end, a routine goal for him. It's just a loose puck, and he tucks it away. So 6 goals now to the Dogs, 1 for the Snipers. The Snipers in a lot of trouble. Not impossible. By golly, the job's cut out for them now, isn't it, Britt?
It certainly is, Carl. Dogs with possession off the face-off. And straight through the middle to Mackenzie Hill.
Vajasov there with a cheeky shot from his own defensive side, trying to put it on Mackenzie. Every now and then those random things from a distance do go.
Apps running it up for the Snipers, and a shot. Oh, he tries to make a connection there for a shot on goal. Doesn't quite convert.
It's a good option there, trying to find Toddy Cutter, but just couldn't quite get onto his stick. And the Snipers not missing on opportunities. Vajasov with just that sneaky little play, but he runs into the linesman. Normie Chan there. Where's Vajasov? Couldn't quite get out of the way.
McMahon for the Snipers, back to Sincotta. Back up to McMahon, who dumps it over to Apps. Apps cross-ice pass over to Sincotta. Sincotta with a fast shot on net, and it's swallowed up by Mikey James.
Sincotta in there. It's an interesting decision there by Apps to make that play back down the ice to Sincotta. He saw that Sincotta had room, but he was going to be forced up the side. The Dogs had the middle of the ice. And as a result, Sincotta's shot was from a pretty poor angle. There wasn't much he could do there, and he was possibly would have been a little bit better off to try and play at mid-ice or try and get a rebound. But you take the shots, and that's what they got to do.
Dogs with it off the face-off. And the Snipers keep it in the zone with a fast shot on net by Webster, but it doesn't quite make the distance.
Webster is being pressed there by Jamie Burke. These two for a long time were very heated rivals, but they did play together in the Melbourne Ice over the last season, and also in the Melbourne Ducks the season prior to that, before Jamie had that horrible knee injury early on in the season. But the two have now become quite close friends, and it's quite an amazing transition from two players who for a long time were probably the two most fierce rivals in Melbourne. But now I'm pretty sure they'd take each other out for dinner.
And the Snipers go for another shot on net there off the face-off. Jamie Burke throwing it in through the middle.
Warren blowing a bit of a tyre. Webster was being pressed. Apps
Snipers
tries
with
to
possession. Back over to Jamie Burke, who runs it in, looking for a pass, but he's contested by 3 snipers.
Lazarotto the better of that one. Just not quite enough on that pass. Back by Birchler, I think it was.
Carini contesting here. Webster throwing it back through the neutral.
See Webster just making that look easy. It's just a nice little pivot as Robertson tries to introduce the snipers to their own bench. Burke looking for the cross-ice pass. He's on his own, but he gets around McMahon. But Sincotta there to tidy up the mess.
McMahon hitting it back behind the net. Sincotta passing it back over to McMahon. McMahon through the neutral.
He tried to find Gallagher there, but it went through everything. It was the right option, but Gallagher just not quite able to get a stick on it. That was a pass with some sauce. It had a bit of heat.
And Apps brings it out. Tries to make a connection with Raczynski, but he's contested there by the Dogs.
Stringer's big arms and big reach just makes it look easy. Rubbed onto the boards there is Flynn Gower, who got toddy cutted, you might say, or cut off, or cut clear, either way. Rattled the boards.
How long did you practice that one for,
I've
Carl?
been saving that for weeks. Oh, shot in front of the net, but not able to convert was Apps.
McMahon with the puck for the Snipers back at the back of the net. Over to Apps.
Now the Snipers with the chance. They've got 3 on 2.
Apps dancing it in.
Oh,
Short
cheeky
pass.
little backhander there by Cutter, but there was no one there for the Snipers to pick it up. Just trying to be a little bit too fancy there, I think, Cutter.
And Webster picks it up again for the Snipers in the high slot.
Webster finds Lazarotto, who's got Cutter. Lazarotto's on his own, takes the shot. Goes
And
wide.
off the top. Vajasov.
Fires across for the connection, and there was no one home for the Dogs. He's looking for Raczynski, but he was about 20 metres behind the play.
Barrett passing it through the neutral, but the Dogs hit it away with Walls.
Some silky play there by Raczynski, but he was looking for Vajasov, but there was a sniper stick in the way. Wexler takes the shot, sprays it wide.
And Raczynski following it through the zone for the Dogs. Pass over to Vajasov, goes for a shot behind the net.
Nice piece of positional saving there by Mackenzie Hill. Vajasov unmarked in the side. It was a great scoring chance.
Joyce. And we've got a whistle.
There will be an offside there by the Dogs. It might have been, it was Kaho Joyce making his way down the side, but one of them was offside. So with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play, we've got a 6-1 game in favour of the Dogs, a 5-goal lead. The Snipers will need to score a goal a minute to bring this back. It's been done before. It's a big ask. They're going to need to get goals early, or at least get a little bit of momentum, so that when they come back in for next week, when they play the Inferno, they'll have a bit of steam in the tank. They haven't played badly, the Snipers.
And in the sniper zone, Jamie Burke.
Jamie Burke dances.
And another shot there by Buchanan picking up the rebound.
Tried a little bit of a foxtrot across the front of the net. Mackenzie Hill's lost his stick. Tries to pick it up now, gets it back again. And the Snipers see the threat and dump it down deep. Lockie Walls now goes back to pick it up for the Dogs. He's got Flack going in on the forecheck, but they clear it out. Still in the zone now. Carini now plays around behind the back of it, looking for passing.
Whoa.
And we've got a foul on Sincotta. And Jamie Burke's not very happy with that. And a little bit more of a scuffle now between Cutter and Carini, and it's exploded into a bit of an all-round scuffle now. McMahon trying to clear it all up, but the referees will need to break that one up fairly quickly.
Got a bit of a yard sale here on the ice.
Yeah, there's equipment all over the place as the various gentlemen discussing the finer points of nuclear physics. And Leanne trying to move the Cutter out, but it came from Sincotta getting tangled up with Jamie Burke, and it looked like he might have tripped him. It may or may not have been intentional. But there was a stick that got tangled up in a leg, and if you've ever had a knee injury, you're pretty sensitive about getting your knees tangled up and tripped. So I can certainly understand why Burkey would have been upset about that. There's a bit of rubbish strewn around the rink with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. There will be no stop time. The referees will spend a little bit of time now sorting out who goes in the box for what, because there'll be a few penalties from that scuffle.
Looks like Burke might have actually taken a high hit, a high stick.
It could have been. I'm
to begin the
not
fight.
exactly 100% sure what happened, but you can scroll back and get the replay on that on YouTube and have a look yourselves. I'm sure it'll make a highlight reel at some point exactly what happened, but Burke wasn't happy about it, turned around and pretty rapidly, Lockie Sincotta found himself on the ground. Perhaps not quite realising that he'd bitten off a bit more than he could chew. And this will run the clock down for quite some time as the penalty box fills up. And we've got
neighbours moving in next door.
Apps gets a sit, and so too I think Ray Cahill is sitting. I don't know. We've got trying to see the number from here. I think that's Luke Fisher who's sitting as well. You guys having a bit of a laugh about it. For most of them, it was probably just a little bit of a wrestle. And the two captains over at the face-off circle. The rule is captains are the only people actually allowed to speak to the referee. So you'll see the two captains here standing talking to the referee just at the circle in front of the scorer's box. But with 1 minute and 40 seconds to play in this game, you could argue that for the Dogs, that's actually into their favour, because the Snipers won't be able to score while these discussions happening and the clock does continue to tick. Not that you'd ever start a scuffle just to run the clock down, but certainly that is what's happened.
Not hurting them.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, there's been no injury to anyone, so that's okay. We'll get just 2 in the box, actually, somewhat surprisingly. It's just with a few scratches and things on his knuckles. The problem, one of the issues when you throw a punch at someone's helmet, hands are soft and helmets are hard. So you tend to actually come off fairly worse by throwing punches. Certainly not such a good idea. But, adrenaline does what it does. And with 50 seconds to play, we've got a couple of majors.
Snipers with possession off the face-off.
Marini's got 2 for slashing, which can't possibly
Shot
be
on.
right. We'll wait for that to get it all sorted out. So with about 35 seconds to play in the game. It's a bit of a last chance now for the Snipers. They've got the face-off. Webster takes the shot from a distance. It goes wide. Hasn't gone into the net, but it has rattled the back of it, so that will probably run us down. We've got about 17 seconds now to play. Last chance face-off if the puck does get dropped. Webster and Sincotta in the positions to take the shot if they can. Gets back to Webster. Just a little bit of a backhand trying to play it in the net, but instead Vajasov's got Sincotta in front of him. Vajasov dekes, toe drags, flicks backhand, tries to find Robinson, empty net, but it doesn't go anywhere, and that will wind the game up. The Dogs winning in the end 6-1, and with a mildly occupied penalty box there, and I'm sure that'll all get sorted out at some point. Second period, the Snipers actually outshot the Dogs 9-7, so it was a better period for them. The goals were 1 each, one to Logan Gallagher from Birchler and Lazzarotto to put the Snipers on the board, and then Raczynski from Stringer and Joyce just sealed the fate of the Snipers. So goals in the game, 2 to Jamie Burke, 2 to Raczynski, and 1 to Vajasov and Warren. And Logan Gallagher with the goal for the Snipers, giving them a bit of pride and making sure that Mikey James didn't get the shutout to ensure he'd won a great game there. Mackenzie Hill, we got pretty well tested by a very potent Sniper Dogs attack. The shots on the net in the end, all up, was 27-34, so it certainly did even out through the second and the third. First period was all Dogs. It was 17 shots to 7, but in the second it was all even for shots. Although, again, quality shots was more to the Dogs than it was to the Snipers, since Snipers generally being driven wide. The Dogs did a good job of occupying space in front of the net. Just the one penalty kill. In the end, they made that one look pretty good. The game now all winding up. So at the end of this period, the Snipers, the Dogs still the only team with a win outside of overtime. I'm just waiting to see. We've got an interview coming up in just a moment with Brett, who's headed on over to try and pick up one of the players. Not sure who it is yet. We'll find out in just a moment who she's going to have a chat with. She can get trolled by Jamie Burke, who previously was rattling off some Letterkenny cliches. to much amusement of all of us here at iceHQ. Put pucks in deep, put pucks on the net over and over and over again. We know that one, Jamie. Thank you. We were very well trolled. But it looks like we've got Freight Ray Cahill, who is going to be just going to give us the Dogs story from Britt in just a moment. So we'll just cut over to Freight Ray Cahill and Britt Jackson.
All right, we've got Khalil here for the Dogs. What do you think put you guys over the top today?
Just coming out strong, putting pressure on the forecheck, getting puck deep, playing old school hockey, and just crashing the net. It really worked for us, to be honest.
What do you think you guys will work on to come out strong again for the next game?
For the next game, I think we'll keep somewhat the same game plan. Come out strong, hot, get it deep, work hard on the boys, get it to the net, and just crash more to the net, I guess.
You guys played great today. You had a great game, and thanks. Good luck for the next.
Thank you.
Thank you much. Thank you very much, Britt and Ray, for telling us the story from the Dogs' perspective. So just to wind that one up to the score in the end, 1 goal to the Snipers, 6-2 the Dogs. Dogs now clear on top of the ladder for the first time any team's actually established a win advantage. They're the only team so far to have won outside of a tiebreaker, so a penalty shootout. So coming up for here at iceHQ is the next round of the Pro League, and that will be on Friday. We return to Friday nights, Friday the 12th of January at 7:30 p.m, and that will be the Snipers versus the Inferno. And put this one in your diary as well. The Women's Ducks team play 2 games of the exhibition series. The last 2 games the Ducks play in the exhibition series over this summer, and they'll be playing against the Adelaide Rush, who are doing extraordinarily well this season in the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League. Come on down here on the 3rd and 4th of February to support our Ducks team. They would love your help and support. I can't wait for it. Bring it on.